welcome to another video of the alternative future of the war scenario. So this is episode 2, and last part we did some things. We had a pretty big war in Africa, Russian-Ukrainian war. We also have some unifications, and we also have a war in the Balkans. Other than that, I don't think we had anything else. So now we're gonna continue the series, and we're first gonna start with a war. Now in this video we're gonna cover the Chinese invasion of Taiwan, but before that, Israel versus Palestine. Yeah, Egypt joins this war. I mean, you know the drill. Pretty much that happens, but because Syria doesn't exist anymore, Iraq joins the war, but they have to cross through. I mean, they don't have connection. They can't go through Syria because that's Turkey. So they have to go through Jordan, and that means declaring war on them. So yeah. Okay. So when the war starts, we have Israel actually starting a push into Lebanon, and also a push into Palestine, while Iraq pushes into Jordan. Now we have something happening here. Saudi Arabia joins the war, but they kind of join on their side because they just want to make peace. They don't want to fight over the Middle East, so they just kind of join the war to kind of save the Middle East. So they do start to push into this new Saudi Arabia stuff, start a push into Iraq, and also a push into Jordan. We have Israel continuing their push into Lebanon. So they continue their push into Lebanon, and they also start a new one into Egypt. Palestine falls, and soon after we have Saudi Arabia capturing a lot of Jordan and continuing their push into Iraq, and eventually cutting this part from the rest of Iraq. So now they can squeeze in and capture all of the territories. They eventually continue their push into Iraq until Turkey says, hey, I want that thing. So they join on, they kind of join on their side, but they're gonna help Israel as well. So yeah. Immediately after Turkey joins, Lebanon surrenders. And now Turkey starts a push into Iraq and from Syria. Now those sides don't fight, they just kind of want control over Iraq. So Turkey kind of now wants to cut to do this so that they will get all of Iraq. So they try to do that until we have the purple team now pushing a lot to kind of, do this and secure this part. So they want to do that, and they start to do that. And the red team sees this, Turkey sees this, so they try to reach this point to kind of do this, but they also secure this territory over here with this push. Okay, over here we have Egyptian troops arriving and starting to push back the Israeli troops, while some Israeli troops push back the Saudi Arabian troops, just because the troops are mainly focusing in here, into this area. Eventually, we have Saudi Arabia making peace with Jordan and the red team, so now they just kind of take their stuff from Iraq. Eventually, Turkey secures this part of Iraq, and after Saudi Arabia takes this part, they leave the war. But yeah, so now it's only the red side versus against Egypt. This part of Iraq falls, and after that a peace treaty is drawn, including Egypt. And this is the peace treaty. We have Israel annexing Palestine and also taking over Lebanon, but not all of Lebanon because this part is given to Turkey. We also have Israel taking over this part of Egypt. The borders were like this before, and now they got this part. We also have an interesting thing going here. So like the borders before were kind of like something like that, and Saudi Arabia took those lands from Jordan, but they did have to give some lands. This black stuff was Saudi Arabia's land, but now it's Jordan's land. Over here in the border, the split between Iraq and Saudi Arabia, this is how it went. Turkey got this part and Saudi Arabia the other part, or like this part. Yeah. Other than that, no changes. So after the war on unification is made between Saudi Arabia and Iraq. Sorry, not Iraq. Kuwait. Yeah. Okay, now let's take a look at the biggest war of the episode, which has to be the Chinese invasion of Taiwan. I said I will do it in this episode, and I will do it. So, yeah. This is how it went. We have China declaring war on Taiwan. North Korea joins, you know, the usual. North Korea joins, South Korea, Japan, and we also have the US joining this war because, you know, US is US and they need to join. Russia doesn't join this war because they don't have to, and they don't really have to. And other than that, no other countries join the war, so it's only China and North Korea against those guys. Yeah. Okay, so when the war starts, we have something happening. A landing is made over here in Taiwan, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is certain rebels that are not happy that they're in China, and yeah, basically Tibet kind of pops out. Rebels from Tibet pop out, and that's not good for China. Now Tibet is like in this area. Yeah, that's kind of right. And the whole civil war breaks into China. So a simple Chinese invasion of Taiwan is now a civil war. There are many factions in here which kind of grew in the past years. So yeah, now we have kind of how can I call this? A revolution of China. Yeah. Okay. Eventually, after some time, Chinese troops retreat from Taiwan because they need to defend their homeland. And we have South Korea pushing into North Korea. Eventually, after some time, we have them making an encirclement. And they capture Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea. Another encirclement, and North Korea is out. Okay, now Korea wants to do one thing now, is push a little bit into weak China, because now it's kind of weak, and kind of take this part, and that's it. So they push over here and then they stop. Taiwan kind of remains there, and now we have those factions popping in. So we have this faction taking over a lot of stuff from here. Yeah, it's not really that good looking, but something like that. Those factions are not based on real life stuff because this is fictional, and they kind of were created in the alternative future. Over there, I mean, China cannot simply stop this. I mean, nobody can. Not even with a nuke or something. And eventually China turns out to look like this. But this island remains, and the US makes the decision to like kind of invade this island and claim it's theirs. So yeah, now let's look at the peace treaty of the revolution of China and the breakup of China. Okay, this is it. So we have South Korea annexing North Korea and also taking a little bit of China. This part of China is now a country. I'll call it Manchuria. Republic of China over here, and Socialist Republic of China here. This place, and Tibet. Eventually, we have the whole Kashmir area over here and stuff. Yeah, well, after China's like stuff, we have Tibet, because this part will belong to Tibet, right? Accepting that this is India, so yeah, they kind of give it to India. So yeah, now this is India, officially India, and all of the countries except for Pakistan and the Democratic Republic of the Socialist Republic of China. So everyone except for Pakistan and the Democratic Republic of China accept this peace treaty and recognize this. Okay. Yeah, this was the war, the Chinese war. I went into it pretty fast because yeah. So we have Socialist Republic of China, Republic of China, Manchuria, Tibet, and yeah. Anyway, and we're gonna end this episode with another Balkan conflict. So basically, some Bosnian troops were seen kind of shooting some Croatian troops. I don't know why, but they just did that. So eventually a war is made between Croatia and Bosnia. So over here, Croatia is in NATO, and I'm gonna try and make this. So okay, all of NATO will join, but in my alternative future of the world videos, I am gonna try and make kind of alliance map, if you know what I mean. But I didn't make it, so for now we won't have it. But in the next episode we will have it. What is left from Bosnia, this is really, really weak. But just imagine that NATO is in, but I'm too lazy to color all of NATO, so yeah. Firstly, we have so where actually the troops did the things was around this area, so the troops kind of push into Croatia. But eventually we have Croatian and NATO troops arriving and obliterating Bosnia in just 2 days. And the peace treaty will be, of course, complete annexation. Okay, so that's it for today's video. In the next video I will try to make an alliance map, and yeah, in the next video we're not gonna have such a big war, but we're probably gonna look at Africa and stuff and maybe do some more things in Europe. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!